Good morning, boomers. It's the voice of the blockchain here, Satoshi's big cousin, cryptography's finest, Champagne Crypto. Thanks for tuning in. Big shout out to all the kapumpers tuning into this live broadcast. Back with another quarantine stream day. I don't know what of the Rona, but I know that we're not even halfway through this. So hunker down out there. Make sure you have more than one in the chamber because, there may be a stormy one coming ahead. Today we're talking about crude oil surging, which is bullish. On the short term, we're going to be talking about crude oil, the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. We're going to be talking about gold and silver. They're selling out, okay? Not the paper. I'm talking about the physical gold and silver. Try to go to your local coin shop or place an order. They are selling out. There's a premium, so you got to pay extra, which is also bullish for Bitcoin, and I'll explain why. I believe so in just a moment. Big shout out to Lady Plant's main event, Avellino, and the rest of the boomers. Avellino says, get ready for the halvening. We are. Let's see if this is a good pump before the halvening. And I think what's pumping Bitcoin right now is more than just speculation with the halvening. You're seeing some bullishness now with the crude oil, and I'll explain in just a moment. Make sure you're touching the buttons, the like, the subscribe, the post notification bell, the ding ding. Stay tuned in to the good crypto word that we spread here every single day. Kabooming. Make sure you download the Brave browser. I'm getting Ledger Nano X ads right now that I'm clicking on so I can get more BAT tokens. If you're not getting BAT tokens via the Brave browser, you need to do so right now. Stop playing games. Let me link it right now in the population of the chat box. Because I don't know how many times I'm going to tell you guys, get some easy BAT tokens and make sure you join D-Live. That's all I got to say as far as what you should be doing on the clickage. What we'll be talking about today, again, is crude oil, gold, and silver selling out over the counter and how it's impacting the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin surging in the past 24 hours, it dipped. It was around 64, 65, and then it started kapumping after this news that, Trump said that he was going to get the Russians and the Saudis to curb their oil production to kind of pull it back a little bit. Apparently, they're saying that may or may not be real news. It's a bunch of speculation, but the market's bought in. And it caused the price of crude oil to surge. And again, this is extremely bullish for the legacy markets. And as we know, right now there is a direct correlation this year between Bitcoin and the legacy markets, the S&P and the Dow. I believe I was looking at some chart, and I think there's a correlation of like 0.64. So that means more than half of the time now, Bitcoin's behaving similarly to the legacy markets. And I wish I could pull that up. I think it was a study done by Binance. The correlation this year, 2020, between BTC and the legacy markets is about, I think, 0.64. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me go ahead and share my screen so we can check out the price of Bitcoin performing like a slugger today, topped off at yesterday about 72. You could see the spike up here was a surge. Boom. Good news yesterday. Speculative news. It was Trump tweeted something about, I talked to my people out there in Saudi Arabia. Hopefully, maybe they'll curb oil production. It was nothing set in stone. But the markets bought it. Now, soon thereafter, I think Russia was reporting that, no one talked to no one. And so it's not clear as to if they're actually going to curb production or not. But we know they're meeting on Friday with the big oil companies for the bailout or whatnot. So you got that tweet by Trump and then a meeting on Friday coming up with the oil companies. And apparently they're going to throw money at them. So this has impacted the market, the crude oil market positively. And furthermore, it's impacting the stock market well. I mean, the stock market seems to be trading sideways today, but anything right now from keeping it anything that keeps it afloat is a good thing. Right now, we're in turmoil. Everything's locked down. There is no money. There is no flow of cash right now. The velocity of cash is very slow. So there's no reason really for things to go up. In fact, there's a reason for things to go down. So when you see these movements in the market moving sideways, that in this climate is bullish to me for the short term, at least. Let's go ahead and check out the mathematics over there on Trading View as far as the legacy markets, and then we'll talk about Bitcoin, coin market cap, and whatnot. Shout out to Cash Couch. Good morning to you, Sir Avellino, Main Event, Lady Plants, and the rest of the pumpers out there. Make sure you're touching the buttons. Drop me a comment here. Let me know if you read me loud and clear. It seems like my connection is in the green, and it's been a while since we've had a hiccup here with the live stream. Considering so many people are online nowadays, I'm quite surprised about that. So go ahead and do that. So let's check out the S&P right now. Trading sideways at 25.19. And you can see the futures are for the S&P are indicating, let's see what it pulls up here, if it's indicating green or red. Dow is trading sideways there at 21.329. And then I'm waiting for these futures to come up. In the meantime, let's look at the energy, because that's really the talk of the day. Crude oil pumping 7% today at $27 a gallon. A barrel, excuse me, not a gallon, a barrel. Imagine it was $27 a gallon. So yeah, this is extremely bullish for the banks, for the whole, for the whole system. Like, the system runs on oil, guys. You got OPEC, and they force everybody to buy oil in U.S. dollars, and that's how they keep the system locked down, and that's how they keep the demand for the U.S. dollar. So, if you're part of the oil cartel, you got to deal in USD. And they'll do anything to keep that standard up, guys. That's basically the purpose of the military right now. It's to protect the petrodollar, if you ask me, arguably. Let's look at the bonds and see if they got a handle on this thing. It's not really. You got the 10 years still looking bad at 0.59. This is bearish. Let's see, if they get a handle. This right now is what they're doing is pulling out tricks. Guys, you're seeing a manipulated market. It's not a free market. And people are trying to chase whatever the state seems to be doing. Again, 10-year at 2.92. Drop me a comment. 1-2, Roger that. I'm not seeing any comments come up. I don't know if the chat is working correctly. 1-2, Roger that. Boom. And you could see some of the active stocks as well. Got the metals are doing all right. So as far as the gold and silver, so we're on this could be added to the price of Bitcoin. So this could be positive for Bitcoin. So you can see Bitcoin surge after this oil news. And also in the background, there's a secondary story that's going around. If you try to buy gold and silver right now, they're basically sold out. The only thing you could buy is paper. Silver and gold, that you could just buy a contract basically. If you really want to secure your own bag and have it in your hand, then you're going to have to pay a major premium right now. So people are starting to realize that, and they're like, hold up, I can't buy gold. What's going on here? You can't really get gold right now at the price that it's trading at, which is again, 16.18 right now. You would be paying a premium. Sometimes people are paying up to a 50% premium, I believe, on silver. Silver currently trading at $14, but try to find a silver eagle for $14 over the counter. You won't be able to find it. So, we know that JP Morgan has rigged the precious metal market, especially silver, for a while. The evidence is out there. And if you don't understand that the markets are rigged, and go try to buy some real silver at the store right now. It's basically sold out. People are starting to realize that, and they know that gold and silver hold the store. They store value better than almost anything out there, almost all the vehicles. We've seen how it behaved, especially when the market started liquidating a couple of weeks ago. People know this. They want to hold gold. They want to hold silver in these uncertain times, but they're not able to right now because they're selling out. It's basically selling out there, boomers. So, hold on. What happened there with my screen? So, arguably, what some people are doing is moving into Bitcoin. You could buy physical Bitcoin right now. Obviously, it's not physical, but what we mean is you can get Bitcoin and secure it in your wallet and hold it with your own private keys. You can't really get gold and hold it with in your hand right now. It's difficult. Okay, it's difficult. So that may be leading to some people saying, you know what, I'm going to get some Bitcoin then instead, because Bitcoin's supposedly similar to precious metals as far as limited circulating supply. Let me be clear: Bitcoin to me is still a speculative asset, and it's not storing its value the way gold has. But Right now, things are looking bullish for the bits. You have gold and silver basically selling out over the counter. So you got some of those buyers that want to get something in their hands that's limited, circulating supply. That's, something like a hard asset. Although I wouldn't consider Bitcoin a hard asset, but you know what I mean? Digitally, it arguably is. So, you got those people that can't get whole gold and silver, buying into Bitcoin, arguably. And then, of course, the markets right now are on fire with the crude oil, which is bullish for the short term. And then you add the factor of the halvening approaching. And, those three factors, oil up, gold and silver selling out, and then the halvening approaching, those three factors are bullish for Bitcoin in the short term. So, I got a target here for the bits. While this past week I've been kind of bearish. Now I'm starting to lean a little more bullish now. There's a possibility here that Bitcoin could go to 8K. That's actually my target. I'm going to say for right now, in my opinion, that could be the target before the halvening. Maybe a pump to 8K, maybe even 9K. Now, to go over 10K, I still think that, it's going to take a lot more to go over 10K. But we may be seeing a pump to 8, maybe even 9K here. Right now, it's looking bullish for the short term. And going into the halvening. Let's see how things handle. Let's see what they do with the legacy markets, because, these things can change on the daily. We're in a very highly volatile market right now, and you got to keep your eyes open. It moves, basically on the minute out here. You never know what can, anything can happen. You got to be ready to pivot. And because of that, people are trying to stick their capital in something that stores the value like gold and silver. But as you could see, as I repeated, I don't know how many times, there's a premium. Try to go get silver at your local coin store, and you're probably going to be paying closer to $30 for a silver eagle, if they even have them. Shout out to CryptoZilla sharing out the D-Live memes there with the Avengers. Is that the Avengers? I can't really see that far right now. Your mod is here, says CryptoZilla. Yeah, I should put you as a mod on YouTube too. Drop a comment. I haven't seen Rafterman here in a while, and I'm sure he's busy. I know he lost his phone, but I should have somebody else on call just in case, we get a funny bunny. So comment really quick out there on YouTube, CryptoZilla, so I can throw you a wrench. Thank you for catching my back. Anyhow, that's what's going on, guys. So here's the charts. Let me zoom in a little closer so that we can see, some of these 5-minute candles at least. Right now, I still think the trend is looking all right for Bitcoin today. Again, I don't know how many times to repeat this. Right now, Bitcoin's kind of following in the wake of the bigger assets, the legacy system, the golds, the silvers. It's behaving. It's basically reacting to that. So that's what's going on. CryptoZilla says, wrench it up. Yeah, let me go ahead and find you here on YouTube, because I don't know if I can wrench you up from. Can I? Could I set you as a moderator here? No, I can only block you on this one. So let me just throw you a wrench real quick, and just keep an eye out if there's any funny bunny. We haven't had, but it's been a while since I've seen Rafterman. He usually has the wrench there, and shout out to him. But I know he lost his phone. I don't know why he hasn't been on. Who knows? But shout out to Rafterman. He's always welcome back here. But let me throw CryptoZilla a wrench just in case, CryptoZilla, he's always here. So let me add you as a moderator. Boom. I got Derek here. He says, champ, don't act like I didn't say crude oil's future was a buy 2 days ago. You did. And we were talking the same thing, and I was actually waiting. But after that live stream later on during the days when we started getting the news that they were going to meet on Friday, and then the Trump tweet really, yesterday, the Trump tweet really exploded. What did exactly he tweet? That he talked to the people in Saudi Arabia or Russia, his friends over there, and that he was going to try to get them to curb their production. So, it's kaboom. So, you definitely were making a call. I was waiting a little bit longer, but, as soon as that news hit, and that news hit after we were talking, it was definitely a bullish sign. Bull. So you know how it is, guys. You gotta, buy the rumor is exactly, buy the rumor, sell the new. The rumor is, Trump just talked to people in Saudi Arabia. He may get them to curb oil production. Buy the rumor, and then really the news is it's gone green. Sell it. I wouldn't sit on oil right now, especially if you're playing the legacy markets. It's in and out. Get your bag, get your profits, go in and out. I wouldn't be sitting on bags because. Overall, we're in a bearish market, guys. There's going to be peaks and valleys, and we can catch those pumps. But overall, we're in a bearish market. Why? Because the whole entire economy is frozen, guys. There's no money flowing. Shout out to Lady Plants, Derek, and the rest of the boomers out there. Let me take a peek over there at what's shaking and baking on D-Live. CryptoZilla dropped me 10 lemons. Thank you so much, CryptoZilla. Drop your bomb here. And like always, we will be redistributing these lemons at the end of the broadcast. Let me throw 50 here in the treasure chest. Boom. So go ahead and head over there to dlive.tv/champagne and join D-Live using my link. Why not? Boom, boom, boom. So I was telling you guys, I'm about to, start taking stabs at the markets. I'm not going to be buying individual stocks or anything. My strategy that I'm kind of developing and I'm studying is just to, get into options, calls and puts. If it's going to go up, do the call. If it's going to go down, do the put. And maybe betting on sectors. And my understanding was that you can't do things like that on Robinhood, but you can. I was actually looking at it, and it seems like their user interface may be easier to use than E-Trade. So I'll keep you up to date on that. I may have to take a stab there on Robinhood and start making movements. Lady Plant says, I want to buy Carnival Cruise stocks. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hodl them, but, they're definitely low, and I'm sure they'll go back up at one point. Who knows? Maybe Carnival ends up being bought out by somebody else, or vice versa. Like Norwegian gets bought out or something like that. Just going to repeat this. As far as the legacy, markets, Carnivals, or the stocks, I would only make those moves to go in and out. I'm not trying to hodl into weakness. Derek says, I like individual stuff, but that's just me. Yeah, I mean, everybody has a different strategy. To say that there's only one strategy that can win is not that's not correct. I happen to think more of a macro perspective. So since I think in a macro perspective, my strategy feels more comfortable to go into sectors. Energy sector, or, agriculture, or would it be metals? Exactly. I would not buy a stock that's bankrupt. Exactly. It's weak, buying into weakness. So you don't want to buy into weakness. Now, at the same time, if, Trump says, I'm going to meet with the Carnival Cruise tomorrow to talk about a bailout, you can expect the things to go up. So that could be a quick move. But like to sit and hodl these things, nah. I'm not trying to hodl none of these things, honestly. You want to hodl, get gold, get silver. And honestly, Bitcoin is starting to look more attractive now. Being that you can't get your hands on gold and silver, guys. You can't go. I mean, you could get the paperwork, but you can't actually get the physical gold and silver in your hand without paying a major premium. Zilla says a lot of the tuber investment guys used to always recommend getting cruise stock as a first-time buyer because they paid assured dividends. That's true, but you can also say the same for gas companies, which I've been talking about. The gas company paid dividends too. And right now, to me, a gas company is looking more bullish than the cruise companies because gas will rebound faster than the cruise, and you already see it rebounding. They're gonna pay attention to that market way before they talk about the cruise industry. The cruise industry is, it's a big industry, but it ain't crude oil, guys. Oil is what runs the game out here. It's like they'll do anything to keep the oil standard up. Shout out to Johnson. I like gold, but the price seems high already. Listen, gold is not something that you're going to use to boom or to make a move. Gold is just to store, to hold the value. In my opinion, let me keep saying my opinion. I wouldn't expect I'm going to get into gold at 16 and I'll flip it, in a couple days at 18, 19. It doesn't really move like that. You've kind of seen it stuck around 14, 15, 16 this whole time. So it's more of a placeholder, an anchor, if you ask me. Bitcoin looking good, says Johnson. Definitely today it is looking good. And why? Repeat, crude oil right now is pumping after Trump tweeted. Let's find the Trump tweet. See exactly what he said. And it's speculation. He didn't confirm or deny anything. He just said that he talked to them and he's hoping that they'll curb oil production. Let me see. Let's pull up this guy's Twitter. We hit 3M hard today after seeing what they're doing with their mask. P Act all the way, Production Act all the way. Big surprise to many in government as to what they were doing. We have a big price to pay. They will have a big price to pay. All right, so he's about to spank 3M for not paying attention. You know, we're in the middle of a crisis here with this Defense Production Act. It basically gives the federal government power to go to any company and tell them what to do. So they can basically go to 3M and say, no, we don't like what you're producing. You're going to do masks now, because that's basically, it's a hostile takeover. They can go to Ford and say, Ford, you're not going to make cars anymore. You're making ventilators. And, most of the big companies, they're falling in line and they're being obedient to the government because they want a handout. That's, basically the climate that we're in. We're no longer in. The companies that succeed are not the ones that bring the most value to the marketplace. It's the ones that are most obedient to the government. It's obvious. So what's this tweet there? Let me see if I can find the tweet that caused there he goes. This was about 24 hours ago. Just spoke to my friend, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, says Donald Trump, who spoke with the President Putin of Russia. And I expect and hope that they will be cutting back approximately 10 million barrels and maybe substantially more, which, if it happens, will be great for the oil and gas industry. Okay, this thing caused the whole pump. And again, this is not a confirmation. He's saying he's hoping, okay? But it wasn't, people bought into it. It was enough to drive the price up. And this is good for the short term, okay? When you're looking at these legacy markets, guys, you got to look at them on the short term right now. What's it doing today? You got to trade what you have in front of you, not what's going to happen next week or in 2 weeks from now. It's what's happening today immediately, because this thing changes, in real time. Now, in my opinion, if you're hodling, if you're holding, of course, it's more of these hard assets. So that's what happened, guys. Do I think gold could go down 50% or more? Anything's possible, but right now in this climate, no. HP is 3D printing masks. Okay. Yeah. So you got a lot of these major companies now, they're sucking up to the government like, oh, look, we'll do stuff for you. We'll produce this. We'll produce that. Because right now they know the government's handing out money. They're making it rain, guys. The government is making it rain out there. They got trillions that they're pumping. And it seems to me like the only thing that's driving the market is the money that the Fed is pumping into the system. It's not, the system ain't, support itself. Now it needs fake money. So what you're seeing here is a complete manufacture of everything. Instead of looking at the value of the company, the earnings, now you're looking to see if they're falling in favor with the government, if they're going to get a handout, and that's what's causing their stock to go up. It's completely manufactured. It's backwards thinking, but that's the reality what we're dealing with here. Shout out to Henrik. I see you. Lady Plants, Derek, Johnson, and CryptoZilla. CryptoZilla says it's true, but it's going to take years to rebound the cruise industry. Yeah, that's what I would expect. It's going to take at least 1 year to rebound the cruise industry, have them generate real profits again. Now, if you're in it to win it and you want to hold long term, that may be a strategy, but I'm not trying to hold cruise stocks for a year or two. For that, I'd rather hold Bitcoin or gold, guys. Me personally. Or just straight up USD. Shout out to the 16 crypto maniacs there on YouTube, and shout out to the 4 over there on D Live. Let me repeat to you guys, I'm going to go ahead and do a lemon redistribution in a little while, in just a moment. Cash Couch donated me 5 lemons. I appreciate you, Cash Couch, or 13 lemons actually. Smoke King's got some pretty danky memes there. I like them. And, make sure you follow me there, dlive.tv/champagnecrypto, and participate in that box as opposed to the YouTube box, because you can get lemons. Boom, boom, boom. Let's check out the headlines over here. Check out the headlines on Wall Street Journal. U.S. employers cut 701,000 jobs in March. You can expect this thing to continue to keep increasing, guys. I don't know what to tell you guys. We're in a bearish cycle. Although, the crude is up today because of a Trump tweet, that could be all gone tomorrow. So you got to be able to grab and go, take your profits and go. U.S. and Europe look to track people to halt spread of coronavirus. This is actually quite concerning. Now they're tracking people directly with their phones, and they're watching you, and they always have been. Snowden told us, but this thing is about to get more severe. They're tracking everybody. Google offers user location data to health officials to see where people where the Rona are traveling, and this is setting all kinds of weird precedents. Pandemic sparks price surge for alcohol used in hand sanitizer. That's obvious. Mortgage relief off to a rocky start. Guys, as people lose their jobs and they got to pay the rent, I would expect people to start liquidating assets. Somebody, I think it was Giac, on one of the comments yesterday, he's like, well, the unemployment numbers are skewed because a lot of those people are going to go back to work. And it's true, but not all of them. Okay. Not all of the people that lost their job are going back to work. It's not like we're going to have more jobs because of the shutdown. We're going to end up having a net loss here. And because of that, I will still expect some people to liquidate some assets. He also made the point, is like, most hodlers will probably take a DeFi loan out. And I disagree. I don't think most people in the crypto space are taking out DeFi loans. Okay, maybe they will in the future, but right now, if people are, they can't pay the rent, I doubt that they're going to be taking out DeFi loans. Maybe some people will, but it's an insignificant amount. So I do expect some pressure on all assets. If the market continues to go down, today it's not because they're throwing money at it, and they will continue to throw money at it. But the overall trend is bearish until I see the businesses start opening back up. South Korea requires everyone to get their tracking app and test it at entry. It's good for one side, but sad on the other. Yeah, that's wow. Talk about an invasion of privacy, guys. But we know where they're headed to, guys. If you don't understand what the plan is, it's to bankrupt the current system, introduce a new digital dollar, and ultimately implant an RFID chip on everyone where they can track everybody's movements, both physically and monetarily. Yeah, that app will send an alert to someone they know that has the virus if they're near to all other app users. Yeah. It's they're going to start testing it out here. And guys, and if you want an idea as to where things could be headed, just look at China, with their social credit system, with the lockdowns. China has more control over their population than the U.S. does. And I would assume that those in control here in the U.S., they want more power, and that would equate to having more power similar to how China has power. China has more power over their citizens than the U.S. does. And, the U.S. is going to clamp down and probably start behaving more like China. It sends alerts. Okay, this shows how they're doing things. CryptoZilla shared a link over there on YouTube if you guys want to watch that explains how that app works. So let's go ahead and check out the headlines here on Political. See if there's any other headlines here that may impact the markets. You got these are political articles. I want to talk about economics. I'm not into the bipartisanship, honestly. And that's not much as far as the economics here on Political. we'll be doing this more often. Just kind of like peeking at the headlines and seeing if anything sticks out at us. Headlines that are not directly correlated to or directly associated with Bitcoin that could impact it, though. Nevertheless. You got the Drudge Report over here. You got Pence. Everyone mask up. Mental health warning. Now they're probably going to issue recommendations that you should at least wear a scarf now, they're saying. So maybe we have to start buying bandanas. I don't know. Let me know. They're saying this thing spreads just by breathing. Dr. Fauci saying that all states should have a stay-at-home order. Now they're saying coronavirus may cause brain damage. It seems to me it's like more fear-mongering. Google releases location data to help authorities check lockdowns. This is out of control. And American Airlines gives up on most overseas flying. So, I'm not seeing much of any positive here, guys. It seems like the only positive thing that came out was this crude oil pump because of this Donald Trump tweet. China did hard lockdowns and South Korea has done mass testing and heavy active tracking. I'd take the South Korea model if it has an expiration date on it. I'm not interested in that. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not interested in the state intervening in anything. In my opinion, and this is not obviously going to happen. The state shouldn't intervene and people just should handle it on their own. That's the truth. Because the more the state intervenes, the more the economy comes to a lockdown. And we could see that, it seems like the costs are higher than the benefits. Champ, have you also looked at posting your videos on Floaty? It's a social network that focuses on privacy and monetization with no fees and is censorship resistant, integrated Bitcoin wallet too. I don't know if I've ever heard of that one. Is it any similar to library credits? Let's check out this Floaty app. Community-driven social network. This is kind of like Twitter. Is there so this live stream or post video, audio messages and text posts, encrypted messaging, subscription and super chats with no platform. I like it. Integrated Bitcoin wallet. Okay. So what is this? Kind of like a Twitter that has an integrated Bitcoin wallet? That's what it's looking like to me. I'm going to keep an eye on that. Thanks for letting me know about this, Nano Joe. I've never heard of this one. And that's what it is, guys. Each one teach one every day here in the population of the chat box. Zilla says it does spread by laughing. Little droplets come out. One thing they don't talk about, the virus is more deadly the more exposure there is. Some of these healthcare workers are at severe risk, especially when they change out of their garb if they don't spray them down. What I would say is that, healthcare workers are always at risk. I mean, they're dealing with sick people all the time. And this is something that you got to make a decision whether you want to accept or deny when you get into the health field. Like if you're going to be it's one of the reasons that I didn't study medicine. I think it was a very admirable and admirable position. I don't know if that's the right word or admirable. That's the word. It's a very admirable position. And, it would be cool to study that, but I'm not into like infectious, I don't even like hospitals. I'd rather stay clean. But there's some people that are okay with blood and all that stuff. So that's the part of the market. It's like, there's a demand for it, then people would get paid accordingly. Some of these healthcare workers are at severe risk. Yeah, we just read that. And shout out to those healthcare workers. And I hope that they're protected as much as possible. That's all I can say, Original copies here. He says, Kaboom, what up, champ? A lot of people have been bringing up these 5G towers. What's your take on this? I shared a video a couple times, actually yesterday, that addressed that 5G. I mean, I've heard it, and honestly, I'm not buying into the 5G thing. I mean, I heard that some of the 5G, some of the cost of 5G, maybe flu-like symptoms on the population, but I've only heard that from like one or two sources that I don't even know if they're legitimate or not. But, I know the idea is out there, and I got an eye on it. I mean, I'm definitely noticing all these 5G towers popping up everywhere. They're pretty intimidating, right? Like, when you think of what they could do, according to some of these conspiracy theorists online. But, I don't know. I'm not completely buying into it yet. I don't know. I'm going to keep an eye on it. Yeah, but I know about this 5G tower stuff, and I shared yesterday and the day before. I shared a video that talked about the Event 201, who owns the patents for this Rona and the funny stuff associated with 5G. The point I'm seeing is the amount of exposure is a key, says CryptoZilla. Well, yeah, that makes sense. I mean, like, if you keep exposing yourself over a period of time, it could probably be worse. I mean, that does make sense. Like, the longer you stay underwater, the higher the probability of drowning. That makes sense. So you got the charts here for Bitcoin. Now a little pullback after topping off there on 7,000. There's some clear resistance at 72 or the $7,000 range. The fact that we weren't able to beat out yesterday's top here with today's top at 70.50, I think that there's still a possibility for Bitcoin to go up and everything, but I mean, I wouldn't make a move right now. It's bullish in the short term for Bitcoin, but let's see where it plays out. Right now I see the trend falling a little lower. Maybe we touch 67 before springing back up. There's obviously support now at 67 on the short term, and there's some resistance around 71. So that seems like the pocket that we're in for now. Let's check this one out here at AMB Crypto. Bitcoin options worth $7.8 million are set to expire today, where we see a drop to 6K or 5.8K. Let's see what that seems like they're bearish. Let's see. As of the 3rd of April, Bitcoin options worth 7.82 million, or about 11,500 Bitcoin option contracts will expire, and this might have an effect on the spot prices. Bitcoin options and futures are popular products that institutional investors invest in, especially considering the size of their investments. Hence, a surge in open interest and volume in either of these products would, to an extent, indicate institutional activity. After the 13th of March disaster, the option and futures market on CME and BACT dried up. However, they have been seeing a surge in recent times. At press time, however, 11,500 option contracts were set to expire. As seen before, the expiring of sizable options or futures contracts has an implication on the spot prices. Let's get to the meat and potato here. Further, other factors like the CME futures gap, Bitcoin technical indicators are also indicating that there's a possibility that the price will go down. Take, for example, the Bitcoin price, which is already in the resistance zone. The price saw a brief escape from the resistance range, 65 to 69. However, due to excessive bear pressure, the price fell back to the zone and was moving sideways at the time of writing. The sideways movement might turn into a downward movement since the RSI has already been rejected. Further, both the price and the RSI have been rejected twice at this level. So there you go. You got a take of that's still bearish. So anything's possible right now. And I'll tell you, I see Bitcoin a little more bullish than I did, last week. But it's not like I'm going crazy taking stabs at it or anything like that. Let's see. I think the best we can hope for is maybe a pump to 8 to 9K. And then in a worst case scenario, it could go back to, 45. I don't know. But it seems like the pocket that we're trading in today is between 67 and about 71. Shout out to Sergio Castro, original copy, Rafterman. Rafterman, you're back. Nice to see you, Rafterman. I was just mentioning the CryptoZilla. I threw him a wrench because I haven't seen you around. I was like, I hope everything's okay with Rafterman. I know he lost his phone and he hasn't been able to tune in. But he says you're reporting here. Thank you for the $2 USD. He says, think life is back to normalish for me. And awesome. We're wishing you well. I know you got sidetracked there for a moment. And nice to see you back. Everybody wish Rafterman well. I know he lost his phone and maybe he has some other hiccups. So shout out to you. I'm still DCAing. Yeah, and listen, if you're going to hodl long-term, DCA is not a bad strategy. If you're a long-term, if you're a long-term hodler, DCA is never bad. It all depends on what your goals are. I wouldn't be DCAing into like crude stocks or anything like that. But DCAing to hold long-term things like gold or maybe in Bitcoin may be all right. Original copy says, I think we're going to dump. Well, definitely we're going down right now, but let's see. Perhaps maybe. I said at the beginning of the broadcast, I'm a little more bullish on Bitcoin than I was last week, but perhaps maybe, the bullishness already burned out. We saw a surge yesterday from about 67 to 71 from here to there after this, the crude oil started bumping and pumping. Remember, guys, right now, Bitcoin is following in the wake of crude, of the legacy markets, and that's what it is. Rafterman's DCAing on silver and Bitcoin. Excellent. And Rafterman's phone was stolen, not lost. So, those bastards stole Rafterman's phone. Let's snipe them out the box. Nano Joe says Dr. Fauci recently received $100 million in funding from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I also saw that a former doctor of Bill Gates says he refuses to vaccinate his own children. Shaking my head. I know. And if you look at Bill Gates' dad, he was the man in charge of Planned Parenthood. And if you don't know what Planned Parenthood was made for, you just have to look into that. So it all starts to add up. So find out why Planned Parenthood was created, and some of the gates may open into finding out a little bit more. I have a friend that works at FedEx, and they are swamped with work, says CryptoZilla. Yeah, the deliveries out there, the truckers, and there's some people that are still with work. Amazon's hiring, Walmart's hiring, so there's some sectors that are in demand. Rafterman says, thank you, champ. Thank you, Rafterman. Nice to see you back. I was actually mentioning you today, actually, at the beginning of this broadcast. I don't know. I haven't seen Rafterman. I hope everything's okay. I was telling CryptoZilla, but nice to see you back there, Rafterman. So what we have here with gold and silver, and I mentioned this at the beginning of the broadcast, is that I think people are starting to realize that they can't get their hands on real gold and silver. So what else are they going to perhaps buy into? Maybe real Bitcoin. At this point, if you're looking for a asset with a limited circulating supply that you can actually hold in your hands, I think Bitcoin's one of the few left. You can't get gold in your hands without paying a premium, or you can't get silver in your hands without paying a premium. I think Silver Eagles may be going for like $30 right now. So, correct me if I'm wrong. Can you pick up a Silver Eagle for $14, $15? Probably not. And people are starting to realize that. So, they're dumping into USD. They're dumping into gold, silver, and maybe some Bitcoin. And furthermore, this is something I didn't address at the beginning of the broadcast. I think there's over $1 billion in US dollar Tether that was just printed up, and that's about to hit the markets as well. And whether Tether's funny bunny or not, it could be used to buy more Bitcoin and pump the price. So that could be something bullish for the short term as well. My understanding is that Tether is back 75%. I don't know if that's real or not, but let me know. I have Zilla says, I heard there's a worse virus coming. Yeah, I mean, there may be, and we just got to be prepared. But we deal with what we have in front of us, not what could happen or anything. We're always we should have learned a lesson from now to have our supplies ready and be ready for any move. But we can't be living in fear either. The shift virus, yeah, okay, we'll keep an eye on it. Rafterman says, I'm glad we got another wrench. Yeah, Zilla. I mean, he's got a wrench over there on D Live too, but since he's always here, I said, let me throw him a wrench just in case we get one of these funny bunny characters that I miss on the box and we can snipe him out. We haven't had them though. It's been so far so good. Let's run down CoinMarketCap. Could you believe that we've been on for about 45 minutes and we haven't even looked at CoinMarketCap? We've been talking about all these other things. Let's check out the CMC and the math over there. 192 billion. Market has gained some weight. Bitcoin dominance at 65.4. Bitcoin trading at 68.81. Ether at 144. Ripple at 18 cents. Tether, we just told you that there's a lot of Tether being printed. Perhaps this will impact the market positively. Bitcoin Cash been performing well. 237 on Bitcoin Cash. Satoshi Vision, I'll skip. Litecoin at $40. EOS at 234. Binance at 1334. Tezos at 172. Leo at 104. And Monero moving up the. Look at Monero. Look at Monero gaining 8%. This is a true crypto. That's why. Limited circulating supply. Fungible coin. It hits the beats. Monero, guys. Most people that buy into Bitcoin, they're buying it for the reasons that they should be buying Monero. So you got Monero at $53. Stellar there at 4 cents. Cardano at 3.032 and Chainlink at 235. Chainlink is not gaining as much as some of these other coins. Rafterman says the virtual portfolio keeping up. Yeah, we checked it yesterday and it was around 72 when Bitcoin was around 65. And the point of that portfolio is to outperform Bitcoin with altcoins. So let's go ahead and check it out. Let me pull it up. See if I can find it real quick. So yeah, we're doing good. 77.82 on that portfolio. We haven't made any trades or anything on it. It's just been, we're hodling this portfolio that is comprised of our big Binance, Crypto.com, FTX, Kyber Network, Monero, and Tezos. So that's what's going on out there, boomers. So far, so good. CryptoZilla says the Adam Schiff virus. I thought you were being serious. Schiff is bearish. It's all about gold for him, right? Or is it Peter Schiff? No, I'm thinking of the other guy. No, Adam Schiff is the political dude. The guy that's always going after Trump. So there it is, guys. And I'll give you a pie chart. This is our virtual portfolio. This is the portfolio that we put together back in January when Bitcoin was 92. And we bought altcoins, $9,200 worth of altcoins. And we've been trying to outperform Bitcoin, which we have been. So, although there's a loss here in this portfolio, there's been a loss since January on most things. So it's maintained its value better than Bitcoin. So you can see the coin spread. We have about an even spread on all the coins. Everything from FTX, which is a crypto derivatives platform. You got Monero, you got Crypto.com, Tezos, Kyber, and Binance. Boom, boom, boom. Since CoinMarketCap has been acquired by Binance, I switched over to Coin Paprika to make sure the information I'm using isn't manipulated in any way. I support decentralization, not takeovers. Is Coin Paprika, though, decentralized or just another website? And you should, guys, if you don't like what Binance did or, go to another alternative. That's the same reason I tell you guys do go to DLive, because I don't like how YouTube's treated us. I'll continue to use CoinMarketCap until I hear anything funny bunny. But you can really the site, the real site here is TradingView. Like, you just go to markets and crypto overview over here, and it hits you up with something similar to CoinMarketCap. And here it is. And you can see the prices here. And you could do so much more on TradingView than you can on most of those other sites. Derek is asking, what's the best way to buy futures? I can't answer that question, Derek, because I don't know what the best way to buy futures. But the first thing that comes to mind is E-Trade. But you could also look into Robinhood, because you could do options on Robinhood, and I think that's kind of the thing that I'm going to do. So you could buy, look into options, calls and puts, which is basically buying contracts that allow you to buy or sell in the future for a fixed price. So it's basically, if you want to like short the market, you could, buy a put. But you may want to look into E-Trades is basically the one that's been around the longest, and I think they have all the things that you could do on you could do everything on E-Trades. And then you got Robinhood, which I don't think you could do futures. I don't know. You may want to look, but I know for sure you could do options on Robinhood, because I was doing the knowledge yesterday on it. And Robinhood's dashboard looks a lot more user friendly. And on Robinhood, you could buy crypto. You could do Bitcoin on Robinhood as well. Buy and sell crypto. All right, guys, I'll take a few more comments and questions, and then I'll go ahead and... actually, you know what? I haven't... gone to D-Live. CryptoZilla says, I didn't even notice Cash Couch jumped a bunch of lemons. Well, I didn't notice either. Thank you so much, Cash Couch. He just gave me 44 lemons. Thank you so much. Boom, boom, boom. Let me drop a bomb for you. CryptoZilla gave us 10. Dark Dog gave us 1. Guys, head over there right now. I'll give it about 30 seconds before I hit this distribute rewards button, and we'll start distributing rewards to the most active users. On Robinhood, you can also follow exactly trades of who you choose to follow. Oh, okay. So they got, you can make your trades public if you like, or something, I would say. I don't know. I'm asking. But I just made my intent, because I've been doing a lot of research on, how many I've been doing research on an investment strategy of how I'm going to attack this market. And at the beginning, I was like, oh, maybe I should just go with E-Trades, because it seems like they have all the possibilities. But what I'm seeing now is that it's probably easier on Robinhood with the interface or whatnot. And if you're not going to go crazy with the strategies and just do calls and puts, that may work. Dark Dog with the memes. Boom. All right, guys, let's get this popping over here with this redistribution. I'm going to distribute rewards. We got 52 lemons in the box. Let's go ahead and start sharing. Can you guys hear me? Or is my microphone out? Yeah, you guys can hear me. Let's go ahead and start distributing this rewards. Boom. In 30 seconds, let's go. Three seconds. Let's go. The lucky winners today are CryptoZilla and Cash Couch. CryptoZilla won 33 lemons, and Cash Couch got 19 lemons. Congratulations to both of you guys. And we do this every single time. This is random, guys. It takes the active users in the chat box and redistributes the lemons to them. So CryptoZilla just donated 3 ice cream. Thank you so much, CryptoZilla. Always showing love. I appreciate you. So boom. There you go, guys. Follow me on D-Live right now. And shout out to Katie Panda 6 that just followed the champ. Welcome to the chat box. Let me see if there's any new headlines here. You got to keep your eyes on these headlines, guys. We're like living, this is so real time right now. Trump tweets and the market goes up immediately. And if you're catching it today, it's already too late. You got to be on top of it. You got maybe a few hours at most to jump on these trends. And also to jump out of them too. Like for instance, if I would have bought crude oil yesterday or the day before, I would already be selling now. I would be taking my 8-9% profits in a couple of days and I'm out. And then I'll wait to see what happens next. All right, take a few. Let's take a look here at CoinDesk, see if there's anything that we're missing. Manufacturers mark down Bitcoin miners as price drop, halving changes calculus. This is interesting. This is bearish. That's about it. I'm not going to cover any of these. Let me know if there's any comments and questions. I'm out of here, guys. Always a pleasure. Make sure you're exercising at least every other day. Okay, you know, some people do it every single day, but that's not feasible. But if you do it every other day, is perfect. That's actually a great schedule. Every other day, or 3 days on, 1 day off, or something like that. 2 days on, 1 day off. Man, make sure you're having a rest day is important. Rest days are important, but what's most important is consistency. And if you don't have any equipment, just go ahead and go for a jog and do some calisthenics, some squats, some push-ups, some sit-ups, the old school ones, guys. And, track your progress. Right now is the time. You guys shouldn't be making any excuses. On that note, I'm out of here, guys. Stay strong. Big shout out to everybody that participated here. CryptoZilla. Rafterman, welcome back. Dark Dog, thank you. Nano Joe, thank you for letting me know about, someone just let me know about Floaty. Was it Nano or, I think it was Nano. Sergio, shout out to you. Lady Plants, Copy, and the rest of the boomers. I think it was Nano Joe that let me know about this Floaty app, which looks like a kind of like a Twitter knockoff with Bitcoin wallets. Rafterman said, even God rested. You got it, Rafterman. That's right. Maybe this is some much needed rest that the world needs. You got to look at this thing as a positive spin. What are we going to take out of this? Some much needed rest, some time with the family. It isn't that bad to be locked down with the internet, with Netflix. You got the delivery company still delivering food. I mean, it's not that bad, guys. Everybody have a great day. Indeed, Cash Couch. Rafterman, have a good one. And the rest of the boomers out there. I'm out of here. It's the voice of the blockchain, Satoshi's biggest cousin, cryptography's finest, Champagne.